And welcome back to part 6 of What If Naruto Had the Byakugan. Now that I've actually adjusted or edited the title of the playlist, I didn't write Byakugan. I realized that the playlist it was Bitakugan or something like that. I missed the Y with the keystroke and put a T. I didn't realize that. Anyway, last time on Naruto What If, the wave mission had come to an end. Haku lost his arm, but was alive, and had even agreed to go to the Leaf. Now, this is going to cause a bit of a headache for a lot of the hires up. Suddenly, just having a new shinobi with a bloodline, no less, a powerful one, and a pupil of the Demon of the Mist, Zabuza, coming to the Leaf. It's going to be a shit ton of paperwork for the third, but at the same time, you'd be foolish not to accept that into the village. And they get back, and they're wondering, who's the kid? And what's with that sword? It's like, wait, isn't that the sword of Zabuza Momochi? So they get there, and they explain everything to the, and he's basically like saying, and they relay everything to Thorokai, saying, so let me get this straight. You're saying that your C rank mission turned into a minimum an A rank mission because you met the Demon of the Mist, Zabuza Momochi, overthrew got an evil organization run by one of the most powerful moguls in the world, and now are bringing me his apprentice, who is a former member of the Yuki clan, and who wishes to join their village. Is this what I'm hearing, Kakashi? He just. That sums it up, Lord Okage. Well, this is going to be such a headache. Still, we would be foolish not to accept such a promising young shinobi. I don't see any reason why you cannot join, provided that you adhere to our strict not quarantine, but not initiation either. What's the word I'm looking for here? Our protocols for integrating into the village. There might be a probation period. There we go, probation period. We're gonna have to evaluation. That was the word I was looking for, not probation. Evaluation period. They're gonna have to evaluate Haku, make sure he's mentally stable. All that. They do also question those. It seems if Kakashi said what Kakashi says to you, lost an arm. Haku probably keeps his kind of not like Sasuke, who just has that empty sleeve, but a lot of people usually that I've seen with missing limbs, especially arms, will usually roll up the sleeve and kind of tuck it with a pin. I think Haku's doing something like that. Haku does make mention of the fact that, yes, even without an arm, I would like to still be an active shinobi. Very well, we'll evaluate your skills and see if we can get you fitted for some sort of prosthesis. Do you still believe you'll be able to do your role as a ninja without the arm? In the meantime, yes, I think I have methods of around that. The only issue then is to see where you'll be housed. We'll find some proper housing for you. In the meantime, we'll find somewhere for you to stay. To which, surprisingly, a voice tries like, if it's all right, he can stay with me. Everyone looks like, Sasuke? And he's like, look, he can stay with me. I've got plenty of room at my clan compound until he finds a place to live. That's very kind of you, Sasuke. May I ask why? Why you just suddenly would offer? Well, I got the room. Plus, I wouldn't mind training with him a bit more. Haku's a pretty tough opponent, and we still never really finished out who would have won that fight. Basically, Sasuke wants this chance to actually get used to Haku and train with Haku. Haku is both, gracious and gets a little bit of a grin, a smile on his face. And says, "Are you sure you can match up to me, Sasuke?" Sasuke, after all, we're not certain if you would have won. Exactly, we're not certain. So I'd like some time to prove that and learn to beat you. And so they kind of just have this. There's a rivalry now between both Haku and Sasuke, to which Naruto's like, "Hey, come on, I can train with you guys too." It's like, that'd be nice, Naruto. It's like, oh, come on, I don't want to invite everyone to my house. It's like, oh, I'll come with you. Can I come over to your house too, Sasuke? And I was like, oh God, what have I done? To which there's a good little laugh. And so we have that little grace period between um, the difference, the moment between they get there and the moment between the Saiyan siblings arrive for the Chunin exams. There's still like a grace period. There's never any real indication of how long there was between when they got back versus when that happened. My guess is because they were still doing missions again after the fact. They got probably at least a few days to a week of downtime after a mission like that. Because let's be honest, Kakashi had to have regaled the third on everything that happened there. So they clearly got at least a little bit of downtime from that. You do not just get to go from one A to S rank mission to another the next day or a few days after. No, you get at least a little bit of downtime. So in the meantime, Haku settled in, and there was not like light training, but there was, practicing. Sasuke begins to train against Haku. Every now and again, even Naruto and Sakura stop by. Kind of helps strengthen the bond with the group a little bit. But mostly it's Sasuke who's getting a lot of training with Haku. Now keep this in mind because it's going to be important later on, the whole idea of training with Haku. But more to the point, everyone else is kind of just doing their thing. Naruto hasn't progressed in any extreme way. His Byakugan allows him to kind of just keep an eye on Haku in the fight. He's also able to train to get used to his speed, at least to some degree. But again, Naruto's not learning any real major techniques. Someone did make a good observation that Naruto's gentle fist is a little bit closer to like a frog kuma. Is it kuma or kata? Anyway, the frog style of Seidra, because he essentially has chakra that's just kind of being jettisoned from his body. However, it's not quite the same as with Sage Bones. You're actually have chakra wrapped around you. So that's why you're not able to. Whereas with this, it's more you have to still exert the chakra, and you have to exert it outward. So it's not quite the same, but it is kind of similar to some degree. Either way, you get more. You cut forward to the future a little bit, where you do get the interaction with Konohamaru and Naruto. Unfortunately, Sasuke, I don't think Sasuke is as harsh on Sakura here because they are at least kind of spending time together. But Sakura's personality is still the same, more or less. She hasn't gotten out of the fangirl mentality very much. She's not very negative on Naruto, but she's still with there. So she still probably bothers Sasuke for a date. He says, instead of asking for a date all the time, maybe you should focus on actually training. Focus on training. Naruto. Let's be honest. How did he put it? Because at least Naruto makes the attempt. You haven't really done anything. Let's face it, you're actually worse than Naruto. Now, he doesn't say it that harshly, but, he says it probably in a way more along the lines of, why don't you focus a bit more on training? Me and Naruto are actually putting in some effort here. You might have done at least a little bit in the train exercise, but that's really all you've done, Sakura. Right now, you're the weak link. I think he's at least a bit more tactful about it, but it still completely deflates Sakura. And Naruto, obviously, Konohamaru finds you said you played Ninja with us. Now, one minor thing here for me is, what is the interaction with Sakura and Naruto here? She certainly isn't as, just mean on him here. I still think she does say that a ninja playing ninja, that is so twisted, because she is kind of up her own ass in the part one. At least for the first time. Up until you get to the Forest of Death, she is a little bit up her own ass. She thinks she's a hot shit when she's really not. She thinks she's better than Naruto when she's really not. So, yeah, don't get me wrong. She's not she doesn't think she's the best in the world or anything, but she does hold herself in a bit higher opinion than Naruto of all people. And I think that's here, but not the same, and not quite the same. It's not as drastic. I still think she says that line. And I think Naruto maybe points out like, well, what's wrong with playing ninja? Look, we're ninjas, but doesn't mean we can't be. We're still kids. We gotta help usher in the new generation, Sakura. To which Sakura, I think, eases up on that. She hears that explanation. She's like, I guess that's true a little bit. I mean, it's just, I haven't played ninja. I was like, hey, boss, is she your girlfriend? It's like, here in Naruto, luckily, does not say that. She's his girlfriend. It's like, doesn't go that. You can tell she's really into it. It's like, but Naruto here is like, no, she's not my girlfriend. She's just my teammate, and she's my teammate, and she's a friend. To which Naruto says that a little bit, like, I'm not actually sure. I assume we're friends, but I'm not 100% sure. To which Sakura's like, yes, me and Naruto are teammates and friends. She realizes she's never actually figured out if she and Naruto are friends. Not that she has anything against him, really. He was a bit of a troublemaker, but she doesn't have that much against him, or anything against him. Maybe just a little annoying sometimes, but that's it. And to which, unfortunately, Konohamaru still probably says, like, yeah, you probably wouldn't want to date someone with a giant forehead like that. To which Naruto still knows Sakura wants and knows, like, Konohamaru, run! Sakura, he doesn't know it. Oh, dear Lord. She's like, wait, don't get it. And so instead of Naruto and Konohamaru running for the lives, Naruto's trying to chase after Sakura to basically not have her kill him. To which they bump into Kankuro. That interaction is actually mostly the same, minus the fact that Naruto, I think, Naruto, like I said, on a maturity level, if he in this part of the series, he's like a 7. He's like a 10 here. He's a bit more mature. He's still Naruto. He still, I think, rushes in without really thinking, and he does get knocked down. But this time around, he actually just is like, he activates his Byakugan, which Kankuro's not really paying attention to because he's also full of himself. Beaten to death. Why he was such an idiot here. But Temari actually notices it and is like, wait, what's with his eyes? And she's like, oh, so that's how you did it. And it's like, huh? What's with the strings? What's the thing in your you got wrapped on your back there? It's like, what? Yeah, you got a lot of chakra. You got some chakra pouring through that. What, those eyes? Like, wait, is he a Hyuga? And it's like, oh, you think you're so clever, huh? And to which Congress, I think, doesn't realize Naruto can see the strings. See the strengths. All right, now that I know what you're doing, gonna drop him right now, or I'm gonna kick your ass. Really, you're gonna try it? To which Naruto this time around, even though he doesn't have the scalpel-like precision of some of the other Hyuga, like Hinata or Neji, particularly Neji, I think he's practiced enough that normally, and this is something he hasn't really tried yet. I think he tries it out. Normally, he's just striking with a fist or an open palm. He can hit with his fingers, but he's just not trained for it. And he's still, instead of like hitting like a fine spot, he's hitting like a slug, like a shotgun slug. Or like a shotgun spray. It's more concentrated, but he still doesn't have that fine point accuracy. What he does try though is instead just edge it out on his hand, kind of like the chakra scalpels. And so Naruto comes in again, sees what Kankura's about to do, and this time just sweat and cuts the chakra thread to a string, to which Kankura's like, wait, what? And it just boom! And Naruto just lays into him. No chakra in his hand this time, because he doesn't want to kill the guy. Because if he were to do a chakra enhanced punch with his style, he might literally just fry this guy's brain. Give him an aneurysm or something, or just shatter his jaw. But just cracks Kankura right in the face. And Kankura just, you little, I told you I could see your strengths. You okay, Konohamaru? Thanks, boss. You okay, Konohamaru? Yeah. It's like, all right, I'm going to kick your ass. Which, right as he pulls out the puppet, Sasuke's, and it's like, yeah, you, take a hike. It's like, yeah, you another one. You're another. At least the little brat here was able to back something up. You're the kind I hate the worst. All talk and no bite. It's like, oh, God. And Tamari's just now embarrassed. Like, oh, God. Until eventually, Kankuro, knock it off. Stop it. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing embarrassment to all of us. Shut up or I'll kill you. I apologize to my brother. My brother. We'll be leaving. I was like, hey, who are you? My name is Gara of the Desert. I'm curious about you two as well. I'm Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto Uzumaki. I look forward to seeing you again. Let's go. To which I should note, honestly, Tamari probably takes note of both of them. More so Sasuke. She was immediately attracted to Sasuke. But I think Naruto, showing that he was actually capable, and let's be honest, Naruto's not bad looking either. Naruto, I'll be honest, the part with Naruto, I'm not trying to compare attractive qualities of two teenage male anime characters, but Sasuke actually looked a little bit more mature, like physically, than Naruto did. Not like he was like getting a six-pack abs or anything like that, but like literally the way he carried himself, the way he just looked a little bit old. And we know he's actually a little bit older than Naruto. He just looked a little bit more mature than Naruto. Naruto, for what it was worth, still actually looked like a kid. I mean, he was a 12, 13-year-old, but still, he did look a little bit more childlike than Sasuke, at least from my opinion. Maybe if you disagree with it, that's fine. I'm going over my notes here, which I actually have notes now. And yeah, I wrote a lot of notes for this chapter, and I don't know how many we'll get through. We'll see where it ends, but at least I know I'll have an ending point, where the ending point will be if I get to it. Either way, they go back, they get told that the Chunin exams are getting ready to happen, and that they are ultimately, going to participate, and so they ultimately do. Now, this actually leads us, to fast forwarding real quick, to the first exam. Naruto actually uses the Byakugan to see that Sasuke already pointed out, sees that there's a genjutsu there. But before he can say anything, I bet Sasuke still points it out. He's like, you idiot. I don't think Naruto points that out, but because he wouldn't know not to tell anyone. It's honestly something Naruto could have done also, or would have done. But interaction change here. Neji sees Sasuke. They interact initially. Luckily, stops their initial confrontation. And Neji then turns and he sees Naruto. Now, all of the Hyuga at this point probably know that Naruto has the Byakugan. Probably know who he is. Sorry. Oh, it sounds like the mail's here. Good. I hope anyway. So know that he has the Byakugan. Know that he is an outsider, and so he's probably even lower theoretically on the totem pole than a branch member is. So Neji's interaction with Naruto would be very interesting. He might see a little bit of a kinship with him because he's also not a pure blood Hyuga. In fact, but he's actually even less pure blood than Neji is, because as we illustrated, the Hyuga gene probably is actually even more because Minato clearly was not a pure blooded Hyuga anyway. So even if he could have activated the Byakugan, he never did. So at minimum, Naruto is a quarter Hyuga, which means he's actually lower on the Hyuga totem pole than even a Neji is. And Neji, because Neji has been through such shit in his life, I have a feeling that he might look at Naruto as a punching. Like, this tests Hinata because of the head family. But he might see Naruto as a punching bag that he can actually be superior over as well, even though he was already acting superior over Hinata anyway. Either way, Neji glares at Naruto, who's like, who the hell is this guy? He's like, yeah, can I help? Sorry, do I know you? It's like, no, you don't. I'm Neji. I'm Neji Hyuga, and you're Naruto Uzumaki. I am. Wait, how do you know me? Believe me, all Hyuga know you, Naruto. And so he just walks away. And Sakura and Sasuke actually like, what was that? Wait, what was that about Naruto? It's like, I have and which Naruto actually does remember, at least earlier back when he activated the Byakugan in his interactions with the third and a little bit of Hiashi. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of, as they walk down the way towards the exam hall, I'm not really well liked by a lot of the Hyuga. So Naruto does give at least the brief explanation he was given. How there is the main household, there's the main household, and then there's branch household. And the fact is, I'm not even as qualified to be in the branch household technically. I mean, my dad, as far as we know, my dad wasn't even a full-blooded Hyuga. So I'm probably like only like a quarter or something Hyuga, or actually technically he'd be an eighth Hyuga. I take that back. He'd be an eighth Hyuga because he's half Uzumaki. And then, well, no, sorry, no, he'd be at least a quarter Hyuga. At minimum, he's a quarter Hyuga because he's half Uzumaki, pure blood, and then he's a quarter Hyuga from yeah. So anyway, Naruto points out, and then Lee pops in and saying, you must be Sasuke Uchiha. I wish to fight you. It's like, what? Wait, come on, you don't want to fight me too? Perhaps another time, Naruto. I have heard about you from Neji, and you are quite. From everything I've heard, you are quite powerful as well. But right now, I wish to challenge Sasuke. And because he is the top kid in the class, and he's the head, he was the only survivor of the Uchiha clan, and ultimately, to be fair, it would probably still be Sasuke, although I could see him being interested in Naruto because he also is a Hyuga, and therefore he would be something comparable. He'd be a comparable benchmark to Neji is what I'm trying to get at. So there is actually a scenario where he could very much be interested in Naruto. I think he'd still be a little bit more interested in Sasuke because he has trained against a Hyuga. He wants to now try, and a Byakugan, he wants to try a Sharingan. So Naruto, while disappointed, probably does hang back and not actually attack him. And then and then Sasuke and Rock Lee have their bout. This is where I want to bring up the Haku thing. Before, Sasuke was completely overwhelmed by Rock Lee's speed. We should also note that between the two of them, Rock Lee does seem to be the more powerful one. This is because, or more powerful one, the faster of the two. This is due, I think, in part to the fact that he's trained solely for taijutsu, but also we can see that Sasuke, once his Sharingan activated, was able to somewhat react to Haku when they. In fact, Haku even pointed out he was not going to be able to keep fighting for much longer. Whereas with Rock Lee, Sasuke could not keep track of him. He could keep track of him, but he could not react. Whereas with Haku, he was able to react. So Rock Lee is still the faster of the two of them. And Sasuke still struggles. But the fact is, because he was able to now train and increase his reaction time with Haku, means that he is not blitzed by Rock Lee like he is in the original. In fact, because of his Sharingan and a bit more training, he is actually able to fight on par with him. Rock Lee is still holding the edge, but Rock Lee actually is impressed by Sasuke's adaptability and resilience. Still, ultimately, it does get to him about to use the primary loss until Guy shows up, rightfully beats the crap out of him. And I have gone on length about how Rock Lee was completely stupid in that scenario, too. It's like, yeah, it's not an even fight, you dumbass. You're not proving anything right now. And that's the end of that, God, they meet my Guy, like, oh God. And to which Naruto does point out still, Lee is probably one of those guys who trains his whole life. And pushes himself to the limit every day. Ultimately, this leads to the actual Chunin exams, which really go down pretty much the same. That interaction with all the teams meeting, although Naruto and Hinata probably have a nicer interaction. And Naruto probably glares at Neji from afar. And then we get to the actual written exam, which Naruto is actually capable of effectively cheating here. So he does that and is actually able to at least answer or get answers for questions and then obviously does the whole the final question test, which he passes that. And that leads us to the forest of death. And I think at 25 minutes, that's where we're going to leave that. I actually didn't get through all my notes for this video. So we will be wow. Will, wow, why am I blanking on my terminology here? That's it for this part of the What If. Join us again next Wednesday. Wow, I am just off today. But I am not re-recording, damn it. I almost never, it's not true. I re-record, but only when it's a complete mess. I don't think it was a complete mess. It's just brain farts. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Join us again next Wednesday for the next part. Till then, we'll see you next time.